I decided to do an oracle reading for the upcoming year, one card per month, starting off with January, of course. I should have done this back in October, but that's besides the point. So I'm going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Oracle cards. Very pretty cards. But this deck has been slimmed down to only the twos, the major arcana, and the aces. This is an oracle deck that I just use for advice. Crack. Pardon me if you don't like people cracking their necks. It helps me relax. Please, Lord, please. A reading for the upcoming year of 2018. One card per month. Please, Lord, please. This is the same deck I used for last year's year-long reading. It's pretty accurate, too. January, the sun. February, the star. Of course. March, two of water. April, two of earth. May, just one card, please. May. Ooh. Alright. Come on, May. One card, please. One card. Get one. Ooh. That's why. 15. The devil. June 2018, please. Hermit. July. Death. August. the world. September. Two of fire. October. Ooh, got a bit of a heart pain there. Ooh. October. It's gonna be an interesting month. Awakening, the Hanged Man. Okay. November came out as a challenge, the High Priestess. December, Ace of Earth. Under the deck we have Justice. It says, fair and just decisions, do what you know is right, stand up for your beliefs. So this will be a year of justice. This will be a year of balance and truth, and people doing what they know is right, people finding justice, people taking action. Yeah. People speaking their truths. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so for January we have the Sun. The Sun is the Leo signifier, but it's also Lord help us. It's also a card of superficial happiness, joy and contentment on the surface, and underneath having stress, anxiety, complications, things that are, you know, not quite what the surface entails. But it's like the energy of celebrations on the surface, and like having your family over for dinner for like Thanksgiving or for New Year's or you know, Christmas or whatever. And then you know, there's like family strife under the surface that nobody really talks about. That's the kind of energy that the Sun is. It's a lot of glitz and glamour on the surface, but kind of ignores the stress and anxiety underneath. It's kind of, you know, a veneer. So that's for January. February is the star. Let's see. January is the Sun. February is the star. And I said, of course, because the star is actually Aquarius's signifier, and February is when Aquarius starts. The Sun goes into Aquarius. The star is about philanthropy. Read what it says. Happy times make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. It's very much a destiny card where you are walking your destiny, you're walking your truth. It's like wishing on a star from deep inside yourself, deep inside your truth, knowing your truth and wishing for fulfillment. It's very much a philanthropy card where you see the good in people and work towards the good, the greater good for mankind and Earth itself. And that is usually the destiny of people, to help the world. March. March is the Two of Water. A relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, the positive resolution of a conflict. This can also be the soulmate card, a deep spiritual and emotional bond between two people. It can be between lovers, it can be in a relationship. It can also be between family members, a mother and their child, some sort of that kind of thing. Very much a balance between two people. April is the Two of Earth. And the reason why I put all of the twos in here was to figure out what kind of relationship or what kind of energy the relationship takes on while it moves forward, or whichever signifier it takes. The Two of Water is an emotional, spiritual card. The Two of Earth is more of a material, spiritual card. It still has spirituality in there because all of the elements do actually have an element of spirit, universe, God, source energy infused into it. Earth is more of the God source energy. Water is more of the emotional, spiritual. Fire is more of the action and the passion. Air is more of the mental, spiritual. So the Two of Earth is like being in the flow of the universe. Let me read the actual caption for it. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Interesting. It's all about balance, the Two of Earth, when it isn't about a relationship. It's about juggling two things. Juggling emotions, juggling your finances, juggling two people. But yeah, if it is talking about a connection between two people, it's talking about more of a religious connection, a universal connection. May got the Devil. Lord help us. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Yeah, ego is the devil. The devil is Capricorn. Or it can be any toxic relationship or toxic philosophies or ideas. It's about addictions and not feeling like you have the willpower to escape something that is not healthy for you. Feeling like you're trapped, like it said, it's like a false sense of entrapment. Everybody has free will, and you can do, whatever you set your mind to. You are where you are for a reason, and if outside influences or your own health isn't enough to move you from where you are, then it's not really a false sense of entrapment. It's just you want to be there. So that's for May. Ego is very much about the material world. It really doesn't have any, spirituality to it at all. It's all about the physical plane. It's all about physical comforts, material wealth, greed, gluttony, lust. Those things that are all like physical, material in this world. It has nothing really spiritual towards it, aside from the fact that, it's not good for your spirit. I'm going to light another candle because I am shaking, and I usually only shake when there's not enough. And I'm giving too much energy. June has the Hermit, and the Hermit is a Virgo card. It says spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery, which is what we need after the Ego card, really. Some self-discovery and some spiritual teachings. It's also a time of going within. You seclude yourself away from the world and you go within to find your truth, and then you bring that truth out in the light in the world to spread your light on the world. And that's the life lesson path of a Virgo, learning how to speak their truth, to share their truth with the world. July we have release, and that's death. It's also a Scorpio card. Really pretty cards. The end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. So a situation changes, rather dramatically, maybe suddenly, and it is over, and you move on, you transform, you change. Which is interesting for July. I hate to think that there would be a tragedy in July. But it is a time of transformation, at least. August. After transformation and change, deep spiritual change, release, there is the World card. August, the World. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. Which I think is fitting for after death. After this thing ends, the end of a cycle, moving forward, learning from the past, and stepping forward into growth, into birthing yourself anew, ending karmic cycles. Learning from the past, ending karmic cycles, and moving forward on the lessons that you learned, growing, maturing. September, we have the Two of Fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. The Two of Fire is usually about a new beginning that you are taking action on, a new creativity and inspiration. Like you have the Ace of Wands, where you get this epiphany and this creative spark. It's can be passion, it can be a relationship, it can be any kind of that thing. But also you have the second one, where you put action behind it. You move forward with it in an actionable way. You have a path before you, and you are plotting out the course. There's that heartache again. October. October keeps giving me a heartache between September and October. Awakening. Look at things from a different perspective. A temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. This is the Hanged Man, seeing things from a different angle. Healing by seeing things from another perspective. It's also waiting, sacrifice. Yeah, awakening. It's interesting for an October energy too. Usually we have, release as the October energy. It's usually like that. Yeah. That is an energy that comes into play right before October begins. In between Libra and Scorpio is the Hanged Man. Which is rather funny, actually. Well, not funny, but, interesting and ironic. But, yeah. Healing by seeing things from another perspective. Stand still, waiting, holding your breath. November, we have the Challenged High Priestess. Listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. Have patience, I feel here, is the key, along with a challenged intuition. It might be hard for you to have patience, to listen to your intuition, and you might have a very difficult decision to make. There might be secrets that someone is keeping from you purposefully. Or you might know things that you're having trouble saying or revealing. Having trouble understanding. Pandora. December is the Ace of Earth. And that is a new opportunity. Usually in finances, but Pentacles can talk about finances, health, and spirituality. So this can be also a relationship if it's with an Earth sign. It can be a new relationship with an Earth sign. It can be that you are starting something new spiritually, like you are looking into a new religion, or you are looking into a new health practice. Or it can be that you are starting a new business or starting a new career, getting a new job. So it can be one of those things. The caption says, inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Which is very, very true. A new start for the end of the year, December 2018. Very, very interesting. But it seems like a year of justice, since the overall is the justice card here. Should be a very, very interesting year. Let's see what God has to say about all this. Dear Lord, please, 3 cards. Advice for us all. General reading 2018. Please, Lord, please. It says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Excuse me. I don't know if you can see that. It never seems to come through. I don't know. But what it means is people who are holding back, who dimmed their light, who are stifled, who never speak their truth, need to come forward. That's a part of justice. If you don't come forward, you can't find justice, balance, truth. You can't walk your true path. You can't do what you need to do to find happiness and contentment in the world. If you're not true to yourself, if you don't honor yourself and know your truth and walk your truth and speak your truth, then you can't be content. You can't be deeply happy. You can't be deeply content, because you'll follow a life that's like for everybody else. You you say things because you know other people will like what you say. You don't say things because that's your truth. You just say it because you know other people will like hearing you say it, because that's what they want to hear. That's not following your truth. That's just like molding yourself to fit into what other people want. Sometimes people will do that. Sometimes people will just like follow along with what everybody else wants for them or wants to see them do. They'll follow along with that thing for so long that they won't even remember, who they were, what they liked, what they actually thought beforehand. They just agree to squish themselves into a square hole when they're like a star-shaped peg. So yeah, if you haven't lost your light, if you haven't lost track of who you truly are, then you really need to start being that. You need to let your light shine. You need to speak your truth, walk your truth, be your truth, and you will have contentment and joy and happiness in your life. True contentment, joy, and happiness in your life. It might disrupt things, yes, for a time. There will be upheaval, especially if you've followed like somebody else's path for a long time, somebody else's path that they've set down for you for a long time. If you've lived a lie for a very long time, yes, that is going to be disrupted, and it will cause some upheaval and some, a release and stepping into a new world, maturing and growing. But in the end, you will find contentment and happiness, and you will be following your deep truth. And that always leads to happiness and true contentment. Which actually seems like what this is doing right here. With, right here, we have the ego and the false mask. We have looking inside of yourself for the truth. We have a death and a transformation. We have a world card, which is stepping forward in maturity and growth. And then throughout all this, we have, at the end, the Ace of Earth, which is a new path, a new start, a beautiful new beginning, which would be beautiful for everybody, if they all followed that for 2018. The second card is Ask and it shall be given to you. So if you speak up and you talk, and it shall be given to you. What you want, what you truly want, ask, talk, speak. The third card, whatsoever you shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Again, ask and it shall be given to you. You have to speak up if you want something. You have to say your truth, walk your truth, be your truth, and your truth will make you happy. The truth will set you free, which is basically this here with the ego and hermit and release in the world. The truth will set you free, always, and freedom is the most blissful feeling in all the world. True freedom, where society doesn't control you, money doesn't control you, nothing really controls you, and you're free to do and be whoever you truly know you are. That is pure contentment, pure happiness. It really is a wonderful feeling. Well, that's 2018. Usually I don't say that tarot can predict that far into the future, but last year I did a reading, not on video, but just pictured it. This is like my first year for actual videos, but it was pretty darn accurate. But usually I don't say that tarot can predict that very far into the future. Just like the monthlies and the weeklies and stuff, they usually are only the energies of what's going on right now, and a little bit before and a little bit after, and not too much farther than that. But these yearly videos seem to come true more often than not. So I really hope that everyone has a wonderful 2018. I really hope everyone has an abundance of blessings and love and joy and happiness and contentment. And I hope this upheaval that I see right here, whatever goes on, I hope it's not too painful. I hope it's not, I hope it doesn't leave people in despair. But yeah, I wish you all blessings and love for 2018, and I will talk to you later.